On our third anniversary, champagne fizzed in our glasses and I was trying to forget the screaming match we'd had the night before. The waiter approached with a wink and a happy anniversary, Maya, which wasn't my name, but I didn't even have time to register the mistake before my boyfriend just smiled and said, "Thank you." I felt my heart thud, cold and hard, because Maya was his ex, the one who'd left him for a married man, the one he still kept an old picture of, tucked in his desk drawer. He didn't even flinch, didn't correct the waiter, just reached for my hand with that same practiced tenderness I now saw was all performance. The rest of the meal was a blur of forced laughter and inside jokes that suddenly felt scripted. Every time I looked at him, I wondered if I was just a warm body in the shadow of someone else's ghost. When the check came, he excused himself for the bathroom, but I watched him through the reflection in the window, hunched over his phone, face tight. I tried to convince myself it was work, but the waiter's slip was gnawing at me. I caught the waiter on his way back, asked him why he called me Maya, and he shrugged, said that's what my boyfriend called me when he made the reservation. Back at the table, I confronted him, voice low and sharp. He insisted it was a mistake, that the waiter must have misheard, but his face was too calm, too rehearsed. The air between us snapped taut. I told him I needed the truth, that I couldn't keep pretending nothing was wrong. His jaw clenched, and he finally spat it out. He'd seen Maya 2 weeks ago, alone, for closure, he said, but it was obvious from the tremor in his voice that closure was the last thing on his mind. That night, I packed my bags. As I zipped the suitcase, memories of our fights, the way he'd always called me babe but never my name, rushed in. The twist? I realized I'd always known I was a stand-in, known he was chasing the echo of someone he couldn't have. The real betrayal wasn't his, it was mine, for letting myself believe I was ever enough to compete with a ghost.